Oh my god, hi. Happy Friday, everybody. Chef Maiku is here with me today. Yay. Hopefully he has his shit together.
Ooh. My laptop needed a drink, so
He's like, I spilled water on my laptop. I'm like, oh no. So just remember to talk close to your mic. We'll say hi to chat. How's everybody? Show it, bitch. Show it. I see you.
the damn
Chat.
screenshot. Yeah.
Show the receipts. Oh my god, it's so classic. Chris Ryan, how you doing? Sarah K, my girl, Griff Gang member, not on the list. Bitch, show it. Chef Maiku, who's also on panel with me. There's me. Isabella. Cups by Julie. Trolling Annie, my girl, how you doing? Kayla. And ShareBear52, and I'm sure more people will find their way in as we go along. Oh, Jarella. All right, Jarella, you be sneaky listening at work. Good God, there's a lot going on, and we're here to talk about all of it.
Yes.
We're gonna watch just a little clip of Chantal's video she put out yesterday because, as we all know, I was in the hospital last week because I threw blood clots again. I threw clots again. And listening to this part of her video, just like my butthole slammed shut, and I have thoughts. I'm like, oh my God. Hey, Duff Kitty. Oh. Grift Gang member. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. Raven Store, we love you, girl. I love you too. I appreciate each and every one of you that shows up and supports me. Andy, how you doing? And thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. Appreciate you. So we're going to watch Chantal here just for a little bit, and then we're going to get into the whole striking lawsuits, who's doing what and whatever. And I'll throw this disclaimer out again. Oh, my dad's here. Hey, Gaining Gerd. My dad's here. I'm just going to throw out a disclaimer. This is just a discussion, right? This is just mine and Chef's thoughts and opinions. It's not that fucking serious. As well, I am my own person. He is his own person. What I say does not reflect on him, and what he says does not reflect on me. Same goes for my chat. And I just don't want anyone getting their fucking panties in a bunch because just we have thoughts and opinions on a lot of stuff. So, you know, it's not that, as people like to say, it's just the internet. It's not that serious. And I know Chef agrees.
We just want to watch our stories, dude. Like,
yeah.
Let's just watch.
Yeah, what happened to that? What happened to, like, we're all just coming online and people started doing clips of Chantal and then people started reacting to her and we all just wanted to, like, sit with the reactor we liked and hang out with people we saw regularly and vibe and just, you know, comment on the hot messes. Now it's a lot. It's a lot. So, but we'll talk about all of that here in a little bit. So I've got Chantal's video pulled up and we're just going to watch the part where she comments on the blood clots, right?
A few years ago.
Wait, Chantal, I'm not ready because the rest of it, I don't. Girl, we've been new about the diabetes. Why is she acting like this is new information? You know? You okay, Chef?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
I'm like,
listening.
I don't know why Chantal is acting like this is new information. Like, does it not register with her what diabetes is and how it affects you?
Is she still playing up for the new audience that she tried to get, you know?
Oh, I wonder.
Are we still playing for the 100K plaque new audience that she scanned from that one random channel
Oh my God.
where she spoke Arabic too, and then she said she didn't speak Arabic?
Wow. Yeah. Hey, Lynn. Oh, gosh darn it. My doctor's office is calling me because I called this morning and I'm like, hi, can I have some more of my Eliquis? Because I thought I had enough and I don't. So, can I have my blood thinner? Thank you. They're calling me back. Oh, well. They'll leave a message or whatever. I'm sure they're not going to tell me no. You know, no, you can't have your blood thinners, girl. You just clotted. You got to go without. Okay. Ham and beans. How you doing, Hammies? My YouTube's husband. So she talks about in the beginning before this how her CPAP machine, which okay, imagine, and again, Chantal is very front heavy, you know. So imagine when she's lying down, how much extra weight she has on her lungs to breathe and inflate those lungs, even
Oh
sitting
yeah.
up. Like, put even a 50-pound weight on your chest or your abdomen and see how much it impedes your breathing. She doesn't get
No.
it. Oh, yes, Griff Gain. We are absolutely, hold on. Griff Gang member says, y'all are just jealous that Chantal has 100K. Please take several seats. I'm so jealous.
They got us. I mean,
Yeah. Yep. Yep. All business in the front. That's right. Oh, I thought the garbage man came. It's a hot mess. Listen, we're all a hot mess today, but we're going to do this. Hey, T girl. That was weird. I don't know why Chantal disappeared for a second. Oh, because my Wi-Fi is like, if I
not today.
need to, I can leave you with Chef Maiku and plug into my router. This is a
I don't
hot
get
mess
paid to
stream. That's fine. Oh my God. This stream is a mess already. I love it. All right. Let me know how this sounds. I'm going to let her play.
I also had pulmonary embolisms, which I've had twice. The first time I just noticed a lot of chest pain, and that went into my back and like in the lung area. And I was like so short of breath, more than usual. I couldn't even, and it's just like
so short of breath, more than usual, girl. And yes, I never. Go ahead.
She's been swimming, so that's why she's even more out of breath. So.
Well, and she's talking about when she noticed her DVT, her pulmonary embolism, which is a blood clot in your lung. All blood clots form in your leg, and that's when they're dangerous because they break off and they travel. So she's lucky. God damn, that garbage is loud. I'm busy. Don't they know I'm trying to stream? I'm a YouTube live streamer. Sorry, I'll see myself out. But yeah, so all blood clots form in your legs, right? Deep vein thrombosis. The clot breaks off and travels, and that's when it's dangerous. All of mine have landed in my lungs, and I've clotted twice. And because this is the second time I've clotted, every doctor, medical professional I've spoken to is like, if you clot twice, you're on blood thinners for life.
Oof.
She's not taking any. And I didn't realize until I watched this, she had clotted 2 times. I thought it was just the once. Flying, She is playing with fire. Hey, Meg.
I don't remember
No,
hearing
no
about
one.
the blood clots.
I know she clotted the one time. I don't know if she gives dates, but I remember like that one time. And she says something in here that fucking irritates me, and I'm going to go off about it. So, yeah, she's clotted twice and is not on blood thinners, is super morbidly obese, diabetic. I don't know if that would affect blood clots. She's playing with fire. I can say she's playing with fire. I think as a non-medical lay person, I think I'm qualified to talk about this because because I'm all fucked up. So, you know.
Thing without, well, like walking a few steps, I would be so out of breath, and more than usual. So I went to the hospital, and they did a blood test and found, like, it's called a D-dimer test, and they found that I did have blood clots, and they did a CT scan, and they found I did have blood clots. I had some pulmonary embolism in my lung, so they put me on warfarin, Coumadin, and which is for people who are overweight the most effective option. But I had to get regular blood tests.
Yep.
Um,
So I don't know how true that is. That if you're obese or like her, there's obese, morbidly obese, and super morbidly obese. I'm categorizing her as super morbidly obese. I don't know how true that is. If anyone in the comments knows that warfarin / Coumadin were like the original blood thinning medications. Hey, Deaf Kitty, welcome in. Hey, make shadow hair. So those were like the first blood thinners that came out. The drawback of those is yes, you have to have regular blood tests. And as far as I know, that can vary. Some people, they've got to go weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, but yeah, you've got to go for blood tests because they have to monitor the level. Whereas the newer medications such as Xarelto and Eliquis, which is what I'm now on, you don't require blood tests. And yes, remember when she first started hanging out with old Toothy? Thank you, Andy. Back when Nads was around, she said she was on blood thinners. That's why she bruised easily.
Okay, I remember the fingerprints or the bruises that look like fingers on her arm. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what Dove Kitty said. So that history must have been before I even came into the community.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you came in during the summer of love, so it was like right. That was the springtime of love. Thank you, Jarella. They call it class 3 obese now. Super morbid is offensive. All right. Class 3 obese. I will use that. And yes, Dove Kitty says constant blood test also needs to be very, very careful with cuts or sores, which when you get big like that and you have folds, it's very hard to clean and keep dry. Remember when Pete had to blow dry her fupa when she had that sore on it?
she's had boils too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Delta saves. Mom, I'm here.
The bat signal out. We said,
Yeah.
"Hey, we need medical advice." So
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm glad Delta's in here because, oh, it's okay, Jarella. You know what? If that is what the deal is, I have no problem saying that because while I'm referring to Chantal as that, I don't want to be offensive to anybody else. And I know I have some, there are people currently watching that, are on the bigger side. So I have no problem saying class 3. Delta saves. I don't think they had her on Coumadin. They are putting more people on, Xarelto. Yeah, which my insurance doesn't want to cover. And it turns out, I guess Eliquis is actually a better medication. I don't know. That's what my doctor told me. So we'll see. Okay. Grift game number. If you want me to say Like, is it cool if I say who you are, or are we downplaying that? Because show it, bitch. You should know who that is. Sorry, we're all class 3 obese. So yeah, so I know she's talking about the first time she clotted, they had her on Coumadin with the blood tests, which I hate needles. I hate going for blood tests. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Right.
So
INR tests, which were a pain until I bought my own machine. But before that, I had to go to the lab. Like I think it was like I don't remember, every week maybe. And so I asked to be put on another medication. So they put me on another medication at my request. Then they did warn me about the potential issues, but they thought there would be a chance it would be okay, because there's a risk of, if you're put on a medication, like a certain like for people over a certain weight, mostly only Coumadin will work. So they put me on a different one where I wouldn't have to have the test done anymore. But the pulmonary embolism came back because it wasn't working. The medication wasn't working. So I went back on the.
Chantal, you dumb fuck. The blood clot doesn't come back. Like it regrew, or it's a wound that opened up again. No. The point of taking the blood thinners, one, as far as I know, medical professionals in the chat, please let me know if I'm wrong, is that it is to break it up or help it scar over. Like, those are the two options that blood clot fucking has, right? It's going to scar over, or it's going to break it up, which is why I was on a fucking heparin drip for 2 fucking days last week. Shout out to the nurses that did my IVs, though. They were wonderful. It doesn't come back. You clotted again. You formed another clot in your leg. Then it broke off and landed in your lung again. The fact that she says that, the blood clot came back. Bitch, it didn't come back. You clotted again. Like that. Triggered. I'm fucking triggered. The first time I clotted, I did a lot of self-education. I asked a lot of questions. I looked up a lot of stuff. I talked to other people who had been through similar experience, because I'd never clotted before. And that time I was much sicker because it took 3 visits over 2 months. I developed pneumonia. I was on oxygen at home for 6 months. It was a whole ass mess. This time is like easy comparatively. But the fact that all she has done, she's not on blood thinners. She has gained more weight, or since then has developed a whole host of new health issues / comorbidities since, and is now wanting, and flying is like a big cause of blood clots. Like, yeah, she should be those compression socks. She was like, I just don't want to swell up. No, you have a history of blood clots.
Right.
My mind is blown. Everyone can talk about the diabetes and everything. And again, I don't want to see anything happen to her. I hope she finds something clicks in her head, and that she gets on the right track. Is Chantal ever going to lose a ton of weight and be a skinny ankle queen? No. But I hope she could at least lose enough weight and maintain it to like resolve her diabetes and be a little more mobile and enjoy life a little bit more. Do I see that happening? No, but I hope it does. In the meantime, she's playing with fire. Look at that. That fucking pause screen. Look at me. Yeah, this is another thing that confuses me. And again, so Delta Saves, I'm just going to say she has medical knowledge. Delta Save says, I'm shocked she's not had a stroke after the Benadryl use. And if she had a PE, a pulmonary embolism, she would have been hospitalized. This confuses me too. Why was she not hospitalized? Because they not only they did an ultrasound on my leg both times because they want to see, is there still a blood clot in your leg? Are there more clots in your leg? And I only had pain in my right leg again, just like last time. And yes, I had a clot in my leg and I had one in each lung this time. So but we know how Chantal is. Our Lady of Perpetual Patin, thank you so much for being a member for 4 months. Love you, Raven. Glad you survived. Keep breathing, my friend. Girl, I'll try to. I will try to. And shout out to Olap. I would. Olap, you're a mod. Drop your channel link, girl. Please check out the video. The bangers that Olap's been putting out. And that's all I'll say. Oh, excellent question, Shadow Hair. Sorry. Shadow Hair asks, does Benadryl increase stroke risk? Dusty. Griff Gang member is Dusty. We all know and love Dusty. Dusty says, I have a pain in my ass. I don't want to talk about it. You have a wild night? You want to? Do you have a wild night, Dusty? How you doing? We love Dusty. Oh, look, it's Sarah K's on it. Lynn the Cineslut, no lies detected. Olap ain't been messing around lately. Nope, she hasn't. Spitting straight facts and triggering the cows. Ring. Can you hop on voice for a bit? Yeah, hold on. Let me get you. Let me get a link to you because I don't drop links in the chat. So sorry. The one time I don't have my Discord open during stream. I actually need it. That's all right. Chef can entertain us with his thoughts.
Oh my God. Well, my thought, I don't have any thoughts with the whole medical thing because I guess I'm kind of on the healthy side, question mark. Minus my doctor's calling me fat and whatnot, but you know.
I mean, we're all fat. We're at least all fatties at heart.
I'm just taking in all the blood clot stuff because I have no knowledge about that whatsoever. So.
All right, Delta, check your Discord DMs, and there is a link to come up on stream in there for you. So yeah, we'll give Delta a chance to come up. Cause yeah, I bet again it's Chantal. All right, let's hop back in and see what else she says until
Coumadin. So, which I'm not on anymore. I know a lot of people are going to think that's so dumb and risky because they did like tests in my legs to see like where the deep vein thrombosis, like to see if it was caused by a deep vein thrombosis, basically a blood clot in my legs or something. So they scanned my legs. It didn't originate from there. So they're not really sure where, but you are at a very high risk of developing blood clots if you are sedentary and if you are overweight. So that's another thing I had. So then I recently was diagnosed in 2023. Was it 2023? It was like recently diagnosed with diabetes. I've had really high blood sugar for a long time, so I've probably had the diabetes for a long time. So I have that type 2. So yeah, those are currently the.
Yeah, not being on blood thinners, flying, it's very dangerous. Please welcome Delta.
Hello? Am I here?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Everybody gets to hear my man voice.
Round of applause for Delta.
My horrible man voice that someone told me that I had a man voice when I also stole all their IP addresses.
Oh.
She's our hacker.
I'm over here hacking with my fingerless gloves and everything.
Ooh.
But I just wanted to, because I can't type well enough, because I should be in bed, because I've been awake for like What time is it? It's 1:30 in the afternoon. I mean, I've been awake for like 24 hours. It's fine. I was at work all night, and then I went to my other job. Okay, so ZQuil, which, if some people remember, Miss Miriam used to have bottles of it just around the villa,
Oh yeah.
around the luxury villa, and that is it's an abused over-the-counter medication.
Yes.
I mean, it makes you sleepy. I mean, ZQuil is to help the occasional lack of sleep at times. It is not supposed to be a regular thing that you're using at all.
Yeah.
The issue comes in with, I mean, now there's issues with long-term use of it, that it stops working, blah, blah, blah. But what can happen with those that abuse the active ingredient in ZQuil, which is diphenhydramine, that is Benadryl, is what's called long-term I'm sorry, not long-term. Wow, my brain. Long QT syndrome. Long QT syndrome can cause ischemic stroke.
Oh shit.
So you put somebody who, say, a normal height and weight, because I've known people. I mean, not that it was something that I ever did. I'm like, I don't vibe like that.
Yeah.
But I went to school with people who did stuff like that. They wound up in the hospital.
Oh Jesus.
I know people that have died from it. I've had patients that have come in. They are trying to overdose. They tried to overdose on it. You know, they wind up in a whole situation type deal.
Yeah.
They're having a neuro ICU moment. One could say.
Yeah, like I can't take Benadryl. Like I do the little nasal spray when my allergy gets bad, because Benadryl fucks me up. I can't take it.
I mean, I'll sleep for like 16 hours on
Oh
some
God, I hate
on
it.
25 of Benadryl. I'll sleep 16 hours just out.
Yeah, I hate Benadryl. I can't take it.
I don't like it because it makes me feel out of control when I sleep like that. I feel way too out of control, and I'm probably way too neurotic or whatever. I probably need admitted on the unit I work on, because I don't like it. So I don't like taking anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I just wanted to say that kind of that particular substance abuse, which there's videos of it. So I'm not making this up. This isn't a thing. Those like twitches she would be on stream and just like go out.
Yeah.
Like that, it can cause seizures because it can cause issues with the sodium channels in the brain. And I mean, it causes sodium channels everywhere, which are also in the heart. So it's going to mess up your electrolytes and everything. So, you know, it's just, when I saw that happening, I'm like, she's going to die on stream. I'm just being very honest.
Well, she said that as well, too. You know, she said several times during that particular era, because she was streaming so much and she knew everything she was taking in, legal, not legal, etc. She said several times, I will probably end up having a heart attack or something on stream.
Yeah, and that's like really weird, because here's the thing, like because I know I've at times been on tons of meds prescribed by doctors, and that's why we need to know, like, when you come to the hospital, like, I don't give a shit what kind of fucking drugs you do. I'm not going to narc on you. I'm not going to call the cops. I've told patients, I'm not going to call the cops because I don't care like that. Yeah. Why I need to know is because I need to keep you as safe as possible. And you being honest with me, you being honest with your bedside nurse, your doctor, is the most important thing.
Yeah. If you drink 4 bottles of wine a day, just tell them I drink 4 bottles of wine a day, because that's going to affect how you treat them and what meds you give and don't give, right?
Yes. That's such a big thing. I've had that issue with one of my other jobs. I had a lady who was telling me, oh, well, you know, I only take, and I'm like, well, what you're describing is you take this on a regular basis. This isn't a medication you just take on and off. And if you're taking it on and off, it's not doing you any good. But you not
Yeah.
being honest with me, which I said, I'm like, Mike, if there's anything else, you remember later on, I'm like, just let me know.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's important because I very regularly admit patients to the unit I work on. It's a lot. I've had people on 20, 30 medications, and I'm having to hit benefit outweighs the risk
Mhm.
because they need all these things treated. And, then you start adding, I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. Over the counter medications, recreational drugs on top of what's prescribed to you, which is what girlfriend here was doing. She's lucky she's made it this far. I'm just going to be very honest.
Yeah.
She's lucky
She
she's
is.
made it this far.
Yeah.
She is, I know people, I'm not going to say that I feel okay when people are like, she's a cockroach, she's never going to die. And I'm like, that's not the point. And I would never say that. That's not the kind of thing. I'm the type of person who likes to be honest. She's very lucky. And I hope maybe she'll see this. I don't know. Maybe she'll see this because I typed something in Gigi's chat one day and she replied to me. She's like, thank you. And I said, I'm like, I hope maybe one day the words that I said will click in your brain. I hope they do, because for as abhorrent as her behavior is, I don't want her to lose her life over this, because I've seen people do this. It's like, you can turn your life. If Tammy Slayton can be a skinny legend now, a full-on skinny queen. How? Like, come on, girl.
I know. Oh my god! And I didn't think she'd
Chantal,
ever
get
do
it
it.
together. Amber, get it together.
I know, it's so frustrating to watch them, and it's like,
but I can't. The thing is, and this is what I tell people, I'm like, I can't make you care about yourself anymore.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's why this got my attention.
I'm just like you have to take that first step. This is what I just told a lady early this morning, because I knew she needed help. I said, I'm like, my unit, I can't because there's other restrictions for there, but I want you to go to one of my sister facilities. I want you to get help. I want you to get help today. I don't want you to walk out onto the corner of this street and then I'm not going to see you again in a good fashion.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want that.
No, you can't make anyone get the help they need, no matter what the issue is. If it's substance abuse, a health issue they just don't want to address, any sort of mental health issues, you can be like, here are the resources, but they've got to pick up the ball.
Like, you have to care about you at the end of the day. I'm there, like, on my unit to be a hype man. I'm gonna be realistic with you, but I want to see, like, there is so few people on this planet. I'm like, you know what? I wish you all the worst things in life. I'm like, there's not too many people. It is 5 or less on this planet.
Yeah.
And some of them are dead already. So other than, they're in a gelatinous pool of goo or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can,
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. I don't know. See, and this is the thing with Chantal. You can never tell. Like, is this everything is maybe finally sinking in and she's like, oh shit? Or is it her playing it up for the camera and views and clicks? And it's so difficult to tell anymore, And even then, she's so good at pushing reality away, and just as long as she's got that food in front of her, or because she's in Kuwait, she can't get a hold quote unquote can't get a hold of other preferred substances, but that's what she does. She sits in her little bubble and she just indulges in whatever addiction she can get her hands on to get that dopamine hit and block out
Yes.
the reality of the world and her situation. And that's
She's
what's so
running.
frustrating.
It's her version of running. I know when I've said
Yeah.
that in multiple places, you know, I mean, I ain't hiding the other Reddit account now, so it's whatever. I really only made that to be on one subreddit,
Yeah.
but I wound up just using it for everything.
Yeah.
That is her version of running. That is
Yeah.
the same. It's the same behaviors I see in the people that I have to come see in the ER at the hospital that I work in.
Mhm.
It's the same exact behavior. I'm like, you change one word, it's the same thing. Like, I don't like, it stopped being funny.
Yeah.
Like, it stopped being funny years ago. Once
Mhm.
I saw her with the Z-Quil out, I'm like, this girl is trying to big
Yeah.
sleep.
Which most people wouldn't be concerned about because people have this false sense of security where they're like, oh, but it's over the counter. Over the counter doesn't mean it's safe. My mom was just telling me about an article she read where, like, you know, when you're pregnant, the only thing you can take is Tylenol. And so all these women are taking Tylenol when they're pregnant and they think
They're
that's got something to do with the rising autism rates. And, you know, because of everything with the opioid epidemic, let's cut people down or take them away completely. So everyone's down in handfuls of Advil, ibuprofen, and Tylenol. And there was one girl I talked to. She's like 27 years old, and they took away her pain meds because she was too young. And I won't go into her condition. She needed them. She's now on the list for a liver transplant because she
because
wrecked her liver.
Tylenol's absolutely one of the worst medications. To be
Oh yeah,
honest,
I won't take it.
it's I don't take it very often. Really, it was never in my childhood home because my mother's deathly allergic to this stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it was like if there was Tylenol in the house, it was because I bought it.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
purchased it. And really, I never, like I said, I never really grew up taking it, but like I said, my mother's horribly allergic to this stuff. So
Yeah,
it just wasn't in the house
yeah.
to
Any
take.
over the counter does not equal safe.
And
Prescribed
a
by
lot of
your doctor does not mean safe and go crazy. Like,
yeah.
be careful with everything, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Because
I don't
that's why,
know.
again, I'm going to bring it back to the, what we call polypharmacy. These people on multiple medications. And the issue is we don't know exactly how, your gabapentin's going to interact with these 10 other medications. Because how many people are on all these medications and have multiple issues? And it's like, oh, well, I get these migraines now. Is it like, well, is it what could it be? The 17 things that are wrong with you, not blaming anybody that has a bunch of stuff wrong with them.
No, yeah.
What else do I suggest other than Tylenol? I would do things in moderation. Try to find out what's the reason for your pain. There are topicals you can take. I'm a big fan of, like, I have a lot of, I famously fell down a stair and broke my leg. Yeah, it gives the same energy of I was tap dancing and tore my ACL. So
Oh God.
you want to talk about transposing a couple things, same energy. There you go. You can, I switch in between, like, I just, like, sort of put my shoulder out again for the 800th time. It's funny enough, it's the left shoulder. When I played volleyball, that's the arm I dove out with, so I've messed it up over the years. For myself, like my migraines, it was a couple things. Now, mine got very bad when I was still doing hair, and I was just sort of trying to live through it. Getting away from all the hairspray and stuff and into better ventilation, and a better ventilation salon was a million times better for me. I was very dehydrated. I had a bunch of other issues.
Yeah.
At the time, like right before I'm not going to put all my business out there. There's some people that are aware of the year that I'm speaking of.
Mhm.
Please, if you are, please don't mention anything. I'm just
Well, and find out
what the
find out
problem
the
is.
cause of your migraines, because my
Yes.
migraines are I have like some main triggers. One of them is hormonal, which is why I figured out real quick I couldn't take any estrogen based birth
Birth
control
control because it makes you crazy.
and those will make you clot too.
Yes.
High sodium foods, and there's something else I forget. But yeah, figure out what your migraine triggers are. Is it
Griff gang over
hormonal?
here. Oh my god.
Track your cycle. What are you eating? A lot of,
Yeah.
fun fact, MSG doesn't actually cause migraine.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't,
That was
people. It
based
really
on
isn't the problem.
a
That was
paper
was
that some
racist.
college student wrote and was like, I ate Chinese food and then I got a headache. It's the
But was it the
MSG.
salt and you're dehydrated and it caused you to have a headache?
So that's
Because
how
being
MSG got a
dehydrated
bad
can
name.
cause you to get a headache. Like I tell
Shout out
people,
Uncle
drink some
Roger.
water. Like
Yeah.
drink some. Like for me, like I had a bunch of things going on. I happened to find out, and what actually wound up solving a lot of my issues was I wound up getting an MRI. I had a particular year of my life that was bad. The year after that was even worse. I didn't think it could get worse, but it did. It's one of those, you know, if it could have happened to me, it did that year. I found out I have a vascular abnormality in my brain called an AVM.
Yeah.
I happened to, for my migraines, was taking a triptan drug, which causes vasoconstriction, and basically it was making me stroke out every time I was taking
Yeah,
it.
I can't do the triptans. I took those for my migraines.
It literally almost killed me. And yeah, so I was in the hospital. Like, I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I take it, and then it's like a couple minutes later, I'm just like out. Just and had no idea. And then I go to my doctor and he's like, well, I need to send, like, you have to go to the hospital. And he told me, well, just stop taking this medication. Because I said, I'm like, well, I take it and then I pass out. He's like, well, stop taking it, but you have to go to the hospital. Unfortunately, that hospital didn't tell me everything I needed. I went and saw a neurologist who explained to me what the problem was. And he said, it probably got bigger and this is what was causing your problems.
Yeah.
So there were, now I am debating on getting gamma knife surgery for that. If that's something that's still okay for me to do. That's a lot, because that's a financial commitment that I've not really necessarily had the best health insurance that would say that it's needed, even though that 1 year took years off of my life. It truly did. I'm just saying, sometimes, what I would consider my foolishness and things I did to myself and things I didn't do purposely. Yeah, ibuprofen, NSAIDs can cause increases in blood pressure. So it's best to find out what the problem is. I'm a big proponent of not the rice method, because that's been sort of, used sparingly, but rest, try some ice, try some heat, see what works out, switch between the two, use some sparing, with my shoulder, I was switching between and try not to take it too often. And definitely taper off after a couple days. Some ibuprofen and then aspirin. I do have a CBD cream that I use.
Oh, CBD is great.
And that's not something that I had used in the past, but it's been very helpful for me. I also do have Voltaren that I use as well.
which is like an ibuprofen. It's like an ibuprofen gel, and I've been
Yeah.
told use one or the other
Yeah.
because your skin absorbs whatever you put on it. So
still
if you're
goes to it. Yes.
rubbing the Voltaren, which is now over the counter, you can get like a 2 or 3 pack at Costco.
Yeah,
If you're
that's
gonna
what I do.
use that, then don't take the ibuprofen.
All
'cause
the
it's essentially-
ibuprofen because it's the same. It's
You're double
it's a similar
dosing.
drug. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
I
you're
was
gonna,
told
yeah,
so.
yeah,
Because
no,
me and
that's your
my
other dose of
mind.
it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's a twice a day medication. And please use your dosage card if you happen to get the Voltaren. Please use your dosage
Yeah.
card that it comes
Yeah.
with. It's 2 grams for your lower body and 1 for your upper, if I remember right. Like I said, I haven't slept in 24 hours and I've been up
You're
for a
good.
while. And
Oh
I don't want anyone being like, "Oh, she sounds fucking drunk."
You're fine.
I'm out here trying to pay these bills, honey, like everybody else. Pay these bills
Yeah.
with these 2 hands. And
Wash, to answer your question, she basically recounted how she got diagnosed with sleep apnea and ended up with her CPAP. We watched the part about her blood clots because your girl was just in the hospital last week with blood clots, so that's kind of relevant to me. And then just reconfirmed she's got the diabetes and a kidney infection.
a working woman in STEM. What am I doing? What did I do?
What?
I don't know what's going on.
No, you're good.
I don't know. I'm trying to read the chat and then I have like one functional brain cell.
No, you're good. I appreciate you coming up and discussing it with us because again, I'm just talking from a layperson's perspective as a patient that like I can comment on the clots thing as a layperson, non-medical, not a professional, just from my point of view. But she's definitely playing with fire.
Oh yeah, 100%.
With that,
Like Chantal, again, if you see this and you think that, I mean, I understand you're sort of stuck in a certain cognitive bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Now, none of you, because I know where this is gonna go. Some dumb, yeah, and I'm gonna use that, is gonna be like, oh, she called her, slow. I ain't call her slow. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people, and you probably know some folks that just seem like they're stuck. They're 16, nothing ever gonna happen to me. Nothing ever gonna happen to me.
Chantal is very talented, like I said, at cognitively denying the reality of whatever situation she's in. She can disassociate and placate herself with food or drugs or whatever she can get her hands on. That's what she does. We've seen it for years.
Yes, she 100% needs to go home. I also said something like that in regards to Gabby Hanna and left her a message. I said, I'm like, you need to go back to Pittsburgh, honey. I'm like, you need to go home. You need to go. You need to go back home because you're acting crazy. You need to go home.
I
sort of.
on her.
This was like a couple years ago. This was like a couple years ago when she was totally off the rails and got a tattoo on her throat and then got it lasered off like a month later. I'm like, all that foolishness she was in. I said, you need to go home. Go home to Pennsylvania. You need to go back to Pittsburgh. You need to go live a normal person life. You got a bunch of money, girl. You can go buy yourself a house and probably never got to work again, basically, the rest of your life. Get your life together. There is no shame. That's what I wound up having to do after that bum man I was with and had to scrounge up money to go back home to my parents because what else was I going to do?
Well,
try to be hard-headed and out of control like Miriam is over here. I'm just going to stay in Kuwait. I don't care. I don't care. My diabetes, I know what I used a couple big words a couple times and I want to sound like I know what I'm talking about when you don't.
Yeah.
When you don't know what you're talking about. What you need to do is go home, Miriam. You need to go home, back to your mother and back to your sister and back to your stepdaddy and get the help that you need. Because guess what? Being hard-headed is going to do. Hard-head makes soft behind. That's what my grandfather used to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
See, now everyone's hearing my real accent. I don't like that.
Well, and I don't.
Over here, hear my
I don't
real
know.
accent. How
I
dare you?
think
How dare you? How dare the internet?
I don't think at this point, regardless of where Chantal is, she's gonna get
Why
the
was I
help she
talking about?
needs. She's
Don't
not
say
the
me
queen of
again.
following up. So, but thank you for coming up and explaining
I'm gonna go to bed like someone told me to go to bed because now
everything.
I'm starting to
Yeah.
rant.
No, go get some rest. Yeah. I appreciate
know.
you coming up though. And like I said, I'm not Delta does work in the medical field, so that's all I'm gonna say. You don't need to know more than that. But I trust her opinion on everything, and yeah, thank you for sharing. You should go get some rest, girl. You've been up more than 24 hours.
Leave me alone. Don't
Oh,
tell me what to do. I'm being hard-headed. Don't tell me how to live my life. I'm a tax-paying woman in the
how
United
dare!
States.
It's like
How dare you tell me what to do?
it's like with Winston. How dare! How dare! Hey, Fedora, how you doing?
But no, I
See,
only
and
brought up Gabby Hanna because she was another person who was clearly her life is getting out of control for whatever reasons. It doesn't necessarily matter what those reasons are.
yeah,
But she needs to get out of LA.
well, she
At that
does,
point
but
she needed to get out of LA. Now she's
she's
apparently sort of turned her life around, but she got off the internet for a bit, which is
yeah,
more important than anything.
yeah. I did a stream on her when she came back. I don't know how long ago, if that was like 6 weeks ago or so. I did a little stream on it. No one really watched it because I don't know. I don't think a lot of people remember what happened with Gabby and letting that guy in her house and just like the
Oh
manic TikTok
no, yeah.
streams, and it was a lot. Fedora made a good comment. She said, with Canadian healthcare the way it is today, good luck with that. It's non existent. I'm still trying to get surgical consult for my double hernia since February. Oh my God.
Well, Miriam ain't gonna get shit in Kuwait at
Well,
all.
and I
Because I
think
don't
that's
think
what she
she
kind of
still hasn't
wants.
gotten travel insurance at all.
Well, I mean, it's Chantal. She's not going to do what
I mean,
she's
but hey,
supposed to
again,
do.
like I said, I can't make her care about herself
Yeah.
one pubic hair more than she does.
Yeah.
Because when the leg gets cut off, she's on dialysis and loses her eyesight and can't feel anything with her hands,
Well,
then what are you going to do now? Because that
yeah.
man's going to leave you. Because men will leave you for nothing.
Yeah.
Way too many dudes, because that's what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a man leave me for basically nothing. Oh, I gained like 10 pounds over his, I gained 10 pounds. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm too fat now, and stole all my money and then left me stuck outside of the United States with no money.
Jeez.
So there's a reason why there's so much fervor in she's intent on, I don't know what she thinks she's going to do. She's going to wind up disabled and he's going to stay with her. It's like, girl, men will leave you for less.
If not, her family will take care of her.
And she
you know
doesn't
what?
have
All we
a
can do is
family that loves
watch.
her like I did. I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, either way, we're gonna see what happens. And it's Chantal. She's gonna do what she's.
I mean, she's an adult.
gonna
That's
do.
what my mom would tell me. It's your life. You can go live it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. Ooh, my medical alert bracelet came. I'm very excited. Yay! It's the one I actually wanted. I don't like the one I have because yes, I know I'm just on blood thinners, but if I get into a car accident or God forbid I'm at the shooting range and something goes awry, like paramedics and EMTs need to know. I take Eliquis, so I will now be wearing my medical alert bracelet regularly because I think that's important for them to know if something happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Griff Gang, I'm going to go to bed. I actually have everything. I was actually laying in bed before. I was like, can I come and talk
Yeah.
on the internet with
and
you,
I've been
Raven?
talking about having you up for a while to talk about certain things. So you know where to find me. Shoot me a message. And if you want to come up and talk about whatever, like I'm down to have you up one day. Because we've been
Yeah,
we've been
just
kind of like throwing the idea around for a long time. So
yeah. When it's not a Rush Limbaugh-esque rant, um, on. I have to send you. I have to send you a video of something, Raven. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
You'll enjoy it.
Yes. Send it to me.
Something I had to do in school, and it was, my professor for this class loved it. She's like A+. She's like, thank you.
Nice.
But
All right, lady. Well, go get some sleep. And thank you so much for coming up and sharing
snooze.
your knowledge with us.
Go
Go
to
to
bed,
bed.
snoozy.
All
I'm
right.
gonna take a nap because I need to get up, and my taller half is not home.
All right.
So the pupperoos will need to go out, but they're
Okay.
okay right now. So
Okay. All right. Well, go get some sleep and I will message you soon. All right. Thanks, Delta. Have a good night.
bye, everybody.
Bye. Wow. Very important. I didn't know that about like the Z-Quil and like the ischemic strokes because remember how everybody would be like she had a tick?
Glitch, yeah.
Like she was glitching out. That's what that was. That makes sense now because like I don't think like marijuana would do that to you or I mean, we know it was snowing in Canada during the summer, but you know.
Yeah.
Whew, so that's that. I'm going to stop sharing this and we can move on to the discussion part of the stream. What do you guys want to? I know Chef and I discussed a little bit like, what do we want to talk about? What do we not want to talk about? Because here's my question. And
Okay.
again, everyone in chat, this is a discussion, right? Thoughts. These are just thoughts and opinions. Please, no one take it like super fucking serious. We're just talking about everything going on. Is Gore World still a thing? Is Gore World dead? Has it morphed into something else? We've got strike wars going on. We've got lawsuits going on. IRL, like communities going against communities. Where's everyone at? How's everyone feeling?
What's one thing that we always talk about in regards to like French fry girl? Patterns of behavior, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with what's going on with the lawsuits, those are also patterns of behavior, right? From what we're kind of getting from the pieces here and there.
Yeah. Talk closer to your mic, Chef.
Okay. I'll talk like a man then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just the patterns of behavior, Like these people have a history.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think so when everything Winston's gonna bark, just a heads up. When everything happened with like Sam and Yaba and Belinda, and then like their list came out, and people were like, they're doxing their customers, and they went sideways. Like Sam and Yaba even said, why are you guys surprised? We've been doxing people. And let's not forget, Sam comes from the drama community, which I was never a part of. How dare. Hold on. You can talk when I mute, Chef, because I'm muting because he's barking. Winston, come on.
Yep, these are my thoughts. Yeah, Sam trying to bring what she's used to and what I don't want to say got her in trouble, but probably got her in trouble ages ago. Try and bring that to now, and no one's buying it. No one wants it.
Yeah, I was never part of the drama community. I probably heard about things here or there. I was a person where like I watched one of MFW's like very first live streams when she would, because those girls had just disappeared where they were like walking along the railroad tracks. Still don't know who did it, and she was talking about that, so I watched her. And then years later I saw on Twitter about MFW and her husky had puppies and people were like pissed off about it, and it took me like a good 2 weeks to put together that was the same person. So I didn't pay
Okay.
attention to like all that. And I can't remember who commented it or where, but somebody said like, they're trying to bring like the drama community into GORL world and we don't want it. But has GORL world kind of become its own drama community in a way, just, it's a lot. Like,
Yeah, it's people want to be. And now I'm thinking about the reactors who are still reacting, doing their thing. Not everyone wants to be a main character. There's the ones like Pulpy, the ones that actually like discuss
yeah,
Amberlyn, and they don't want to be.
Yeah, Pulpy's beloved because he just stays in his own lane and he's cute and adorable, and we stand Pulpy. We love Pulpy.
And whatever had any issues like ever before, we don't know because he doesn't really address them. All I know about Pulpy is he eats chicken and broccoli and he roller skates. That's all I really need to know about someone,
Yeah, I don't talk about him a lot, but I enjoy Pulpy. I try to watch him, but I always forget. And when he's streaming, it's like 3 a.m. my time because he's in Australia. But I know we have some hardcore Pulpsters in the chat, and it's
One
like
time
Milk Tea, too. She's not problematic, stays in her own lane. And keep in
Yeah.
mind, I was a part of the support group. I was a part of the Fry Gang. I've talked about FFG. I left FFG in the beginning of 2022 because I was just like, there were several factors to it. And the reason I decided to start talking about her, and Chef was a big part of that. And that was just like a very natural, organic conversation where it wasn't just that she had changed so much and it's like, this is personal now. She keeps going IRL. She's just become hateful and spiteful towards Chantal. It's not a reaction channel, it's a hate channel. It was also a huge part of that for me personally was because of the way she treated people around her that either no one wanted to talk about, people were afraid to talk about her. I mean, look at what happened with fucking Radplaid. How dare you leave and define me, and I'm gonna sit here and make you look bad and talk about you, so because I'm afraid you're gonna do it to me. And it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. And it's when the personal stuff is brought to the forefront and you and you put your feelings and your emotions, to the story, then it's like, some people, not most, I'll say some, like a handful, probably don't really care about that, like me,
Yeah. Very well said, Lynn. She says, I think we all like community, but I don't like this. Agree. I was saying on one of my last streams, like, I think before I got put in the hospital and all that, was I've been a chatter for so long. I've been doing my channel a little over a year, but I had always identified, quote unquote, with where I hung out. You know, I'm over at FFG's. Oh, I'm over at Yaba's. I'm over here. I'm over there. You know, because like I've been other places and moderated for quite a few creators and stuff. And now it's like I don't have a home.
Right.
I don't. There's people I watch, but there's no place where it's like that's my hangout. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be chatting, which I tend to be quiet in chats anyway. It's just it's like I don't always want to fucking talk because I get up here and I
Yeah.
talk. So, and
And
that's one of the questions I'm facing is like, because I kind of am at a crossroads with my channel and stuff, and like I'll always do spoopy stuff, but what direction do I want to go in? And I've noticed I see a lot of people talking on Twitter and no one wants to go to Yaba's, no one wants to go to FFG's. And I'm like, well, I fucking don't, but I still want to keep up with Chantal when she's interesting. Like, fuck, I'll react to her, and just be that like neutral place because I don't want a part of any of the drama and the bullshit, which, sharing thoughts and opinions.
yeah,
And
and
like
and
I
like I said,
said, we're just up here talking. If anything is said about anyone that you like or whatever, don't take it personal. We're not hating on anyone. It's just we're just talking about everything going on and what we see and think, and it's not that fucking serious.
I think yesterday, and I think I said earlier this week, we listen and then our head tilts and we're like, huh? Are they saying that for real? And because we've been so into these live streams, are the blinders finally coming off? Are we getting tired of being with Yava or being with FFG for 2 or 3 years? Because the attention span of a person isn't that long.
Yeah.
A few years is long, but that's how I treated French Fry Girl. And now Yava's on the more boring side. It's not really fun anymore.
Well, I was watching Gigi's stream yesterday that Yaba fucking struck, and he even said, he's like, I know she's going to strike me. Granted, he changed her voice and used an overlay and only showed Chantal, not even Yaba's avatar. So, like, I don't know what she's striking. And that in this community is like a big no-no, because that's what all of our channels are built on, is reacting to and watching other people. We're not vloggers. We're not clip channels. We sit here, we watch shit, and we react and comment on it.
But the one thing that he said he knew it was going to get struck, he had this animation of Yava stomping across the screen, and it was like thud, thud. He's like, man, this is going to get me struck. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah,
so,
I was out running some errands and I was kind of listening to it. So I wasn't watching it. I was just listening. But yeah, I know the animation you're talking about. And even then, but that's his animation. That's not copyright strike. If it was a copyright strike, and here's what I don't understand. If you're a whole ass reaction channel, especially if in the past, like, she used to show herself and do skits and stuff, it's not like Yaba's one of these, people we've never seen. And she's striking for like privacy. What privacy though? If you're going to sit there and stream on your channel, and that's something you've put out there, which true, she doesn't really react. She's like too busy interacting with chat and doing whatever. But like, what is she fucking striking? And is it going? Do we think YouTube is actually going to notice and be like, hey, you keep striking the same couple of people a lot. You're not following through on it. Their videos are getting put back up because I don't know if she understands. You strike somebody, the video's coming down. Yeah. Regardless, it doesn't mean you're right. because then YouTube says this is a legal matter. It's out of our hands. You have to fill out the thing. You have to counter it. The other person gets your information, because what they're supposed to do is follow through and take the person they struck to court to say they're infringing on my copyright.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of it. She's just doing this because she's fucking bitter. She's striking, whether it's copyright, TOS, and my understanding is that that stream of hers that got taken down was for TOS. Is that the one that Dildo was claiming, or because
I was working that day, and it got taken down when she was talking about pistachio. And then everyone was sharing it was the TOS thing. And Dildo came up saying that they claimed it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
And speaking about copyright, do I need to show and share all the things that all the pictures of Callie and DC and the fucking cartoons of Chantal, not Chantal, that she gave out to her postcard tier members?
No. Oh, her
She was-
thumbnails?
No.
The stickers? Yep.
Well, stickers, the postcards, which were her thumbnails.
Yeah.
she was
I
selling.
used to be a postcard club member.
So, talking about copyright strike, I'm surprised, well, that's a whole other thing that's an issue, right?
Well, using
Okay.
someone's image, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure I'm not sure if that's still being pursued. I missed Sam's stream where she was like, they're taking me to court, and then it disappeared. And so I didn't watch it, and I don't know what she spoke about. Again, I was in the hospital last week, so I'm real tired. I'm seriously sleeping like 12 hours a day. It's been a lot. So yeah, the stickers, everything. That's why I need to go through my members emojis and change some out, because there are some that just aren't used. There's, people I don't talk about, and just to play it safe, I'm just going to stick to AI from now on.
Yeah.
Because would I want somebody, I mean, there's pictures of me out there, but listen, I have a real different perspective in the last 5 months than I did previously. There's things in people where I'm like, oh, I'm starting to see the other side of the fence a little bit. And while I don't support or agree with people I'm seeing in a different light 100%, I've taken a step back and I'm like, I wonder, I wonder if all the things Sam and Yaba claimed about Nags were actually true, and that's how it happened. And I may be listening to him a little more instead of just blowing him off. Doesn't mean I like him, doesn't mean I fucking support him. But I'm like seeing their behavior now, especially with who they've teamed up with.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fucking kidding me? And if I hadn't left in November when everything went down with Belinda, I sure as fuck would have left when the bodega came in. I would have been like, no, ma'am. There are people I have purposely avoided, and that's a few of them over there. And no, absolutely not. It's sad. What makes me sad the most is, again, I hung out with Yabo, for a long time. Sometimes on and off, I'd float in and out. But it's just like with Frenchie. It started out as just like a fun place to hang out. Shenanigans were had. Shit was talked, but it was harmless. No one was going IRL. Nobody was calling anybody a fucking predator or a pedo. Stop it. Stop that shit. Like, what is fucking wrong with everybody?
Is it, and I've been kind of thinking about this too. The channels are now making money, be it super chats, memberships, whatever, because French Fry Girl doesn't do memberships. Yabba does memberships, so they're making money. So is the money leading to greed and power? Like, do they think that they're untouchable because they have a following?
Could be. Yep, Jarla says,
Yeah.
I've noticed you missing from a lot of chats I used to see you in. I'm still there. I just don't talk because I don't feel comfortable talking in there. So, and I used to usually dip in, say hi, and then I would like go quiet because I'd be doing dishes or, doing stuff around the house while listening, or I usually try to be the comic relief, but if it was like, hey, can you drop a link? And I had a wrench, like I would drop a link and whatever. But, it's some things have changed for me in the past 5 months. Hey, Capone. And like Capone or not, I appreciate that Capone. Even knowing going into some people's chats that they would get shit for it, still would like comment and talk, and that Capone stuck up for themselves.
Yeah, in the
I
chats
respect that.
I haven't felt anything bad from them.
No, Capone gets a little spicy sometimes, and then I'm like, Capone,
Yeah.
you're a little spicy in here, and then they calm down. But I appreciate Capone.
Yeah.
Because I don't do that. I just don't fucking talk now. I'm just like, okay. Because I know, especially some chats, if I go in there and announce my presence, it's going to be like, oh no, Raven's here. Because I'm known to be so disrespectful and such a troublemaker when I go into chats. Fucking miss me with that shit. Calm down. No one cares. It's and if you think about it, it's the fucking internet. It's fucking YouTube. It's fucking GORL world. Guess what? None of this matters. None of it fucking matters. When I log off, bitch, I log the fuck off. I'll have people message me, oh my God, this is happening right now. Are you watching this? If I don't respond, it means I'm probably taking a nap. And if I do respond, you're probably going to get, no, I wasn't watching. Because there's little corners of YouTube I actually hang out in and chat in that have got fuck all to do with GORL World. Because I'm to the point, and through some shit I went through earlier this year, I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
And in the future, if anything even similar to that happens again, I will not stay quiet this time. I will be talking about shit.
I used to, when I was in the Zachary Michael and the Willow Davis community, it's like the same community, so same thing. I would kind of do my errands and my morning running around based around the Twitch streams. And then I would try to watch the replays of the Twitch streams. I'm like, why am I wasting my time doing this? I can do my thing. When I practice, I see, someone going live like, oh, I'm practicing. I'll watch it when I get home, Don't build your day around these creators.
Yeah.
That I learned that like 2 years ago, and I'm no longer in those two communities for various reasons.
Yeah.
But, you got to take care of yourself,
Yeah, because even if you're like, oh, well, I'm just a chatter, I'm not involved, it does affect you. Seeing all of this, not just the negativity and quote, dislike, even up to hate being thrown between creators, the chats, the communities go at it too. And again, this is why from day one, I'm like, everyone is welcome here. I don't care who or what I'm talking about. And I talk about I will never just talk about one person. I talk about everyone and everything, right? Whatever interests me in that moment. But I've always wanted my channel and my chat to be a place where, yeah, you might get someone from this community and someone from an opposing community, but it's understood when you're here in this chat, everyone is allowed their voice and opinion as long as we're being respectful. Like, you start throwing out slurs or unacceptable terms or wishing death on people, like, I'm going to time you out. I may not even block you. But you're gonna be like, go have a latte and a smile, because that's just not cool. But I've always wanted this to be a place where everyone can just come and talk about everyone and everything, and yeah, there's certain communities, if you hang out there, like, I might not welcome you in because there's just certain people and places I don't fuck with. Bodega. Oh, sorry, allergies. Because they're on some fuck shit. And I will say, I hope Gigi wins the lawsuit, because the shit being said about him is so fucking unacceptable. You there?
Oh yeah. Well, thought you had another allergy attack.
No, yeah. It's a damn allergies.
And you do say you don't care who you watch, but it's also watch out where you go, kind of, because I guess perception is reality. I've had my mind changed this week or last week about someone, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to unsub from them, I think, just because I don't like where this could go,
Yeah. Well, Olap says the thing with Yaba and Sam is that they understand they are false copyright striking. So explaining that to them on Twitter won't do anything. They have admitted that they are doing it maliciously. Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And here's something I'd like to know, because let's not forget, last summer, do we remember the big uproar when Capone, I'm going to bring you up, when somebody was like, Capone's been hanging out and like the Bodega's chat, AK and Tragic or whatever, and Sam had a fit, pulled her wrench right then, I believe blocked her. Yaba, I don't know if you were modded over on Yaba's too, Capone. It's like she was excommunicated. And
right.
I get apparently Capone made some comments some people didn't like, and consequently there's a lot of chats she would go into, and people that were moderators there had a personal issue with that, and then would use their wrench to keep timing them out, even block them, even to the point where it's like one of the creators, I don't want to name names in this, was like, leave them alone, they're respectful when they're in here, because one of their mods just like kept timing Capone out for 5 minutes. When, yeah, I get that they were going places you didn't like and saying things you didn't like about the creator whose chat they're in and you mod for, but when that creator's like, hey, chill, and they still don't, there's so many fucking issues here too. There's so much. We could probably talk about this for fucking hours, because it's not just the creators, it's who's going in whose chat, who moderates for who. Are those moderators being responsible moderators?
And I'm not saying, because I'm kind of reading the chat and I think I misspoke a little bit. Maybe thinking of safety for people, instead of not supporting them. It's just seeing these people walk into these chats that I know I would never be in, I'm thinking more about their safety.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, and I'm curious. The point I was trying to get to with Capone is that happened with Capone. Fast forward to not even a year later, and there's Sam and Yaba, buddy, moderators on their channel, and the other people. Now Sam and Yaba are in alliance with the bodega. Then they all mod for each other. When Capone was taken down for going over there, like if I was the Capone, I am not speaking for her in this moment. I'd be pissed, bro. I'd be so pissed off. Be like, you made a fucking example of me, pulled my wrench, excommunicated me,
Have they
and
shared
now
bed with
you're
them?
friends with them.
It's you can't write this. Like,
Mm.
if we could put this into a movie, into a 5-hour movie, move over Oppenheimer. This is the new documentary out. Imagine all the awards we could get because
Yeah.
you can't write this.
You can't. And listen, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's fucking dangerous. Trust me. I've learned who my friends are. I know who my friends are. I know who I can trust because trust me, if I tell someone something, I know whether or not they're going to keep it to themselves. And I know if they do tell anyone whom it's going to be. And there's a reason I'm telling that person that. It's because I want something to get back to somebody. Like, listen, I'm not as stupid as I make myself seem, and I'll say it again. I'm extremely fucking calculated and passive aggressive. And I'm an asshole, but I'm like a good asshole, Like, I'm not going to be an asshole to anyone that doesn't fucking deserve it, if that makes sense.
And what's that one saying that we love? Show me who you talk with, and I'll.
Yeah. Show me with whom you associate with, and I'll tell you who you are. French
Huh,
fried girl.
amazing.
Because
The
yeah, again, trust me, like, I'm starting to think maybe on occasion here and there was a grain of truth in what Niggs was saying about Sam and Yaba and what they were doing, which I didn't believe then, and I don't necessarily believe him now. But seeing their behavior since everything with Belinda, and especially in the past month or two, I'm considering maybe it's not so far fetched. Some of, what he said. Again, that doesn't mean I support him. And I'm like, hey, you want to be friends? Fuck no. Again, I know who my friends are, and I do not feel the need to align with any other creators. I shall not be doing that again. Thanks.
he can be right about something,
Yeah.
I mean, you support him. It's just, oh shit, he was right. Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah. Hammond Bean says, if your online behavior lands you in court, maybe you need to tone it down a bit. Yeah. Yeah. There's quite a few people and even chatters who I think their router being removed for like a good 2-week period or permanently might not be a bad fucking thing. Because and I've been in that headspace where my whole day and everything around it was like, who's streaming? What's going on? Who's talking about what? That not a good place to be. I'm actually further removed as a YouTube live streamer. I'm actually more removed now from everything, like consciously take that step back and be like, nope. Unless Chantal shows up in Canada or there's some like major shit going down, I dip out. I don't respond. The only notifications I have on are my Discord notifications, and even then I'll like pull down the menu and see what's what, And
Maybe-
I ignore most things because, like, I can't be bothered. I'm just like, okay, you know what? It's still going to be there. It's going to happen without me. I'm in the middle of feeding my dogs, or I just need to chill out or whatever. I'll check back in later. Somebody will tell me what happened. Whereas before, I used to run and be right there. It wears on you, whether you realize it or not. And some things are a slow burn, right? And I mean, Frenchie's been ruining her channel for a while, and yeah, numbers and whatever. But I'll say again, the people that are in her chat, there could be 3, 4, 5,000 people in there, and I understand not all of them are actively chatting. I recognize maybe 3 or 4 names.
Oh yeah.
She has cultivated an audience, a community of hate. But you're
Yep.
already awake, Capone. How are you going to wake up if you're already awake?
And can we talk about that the latest body shaming that she did towards Salah?
Oh,
It's
first of all, FFG is not one to talk about anyone else's body with her buff Baja Blast forearms and her self-proclaimed boy butt. I don't show myself on stream, but again, there's pictures of me out there. People know what I look like. How long has it been since we saw FFG? And yeah, the fucking body shaming of Salah. Go ahead.
yeah, so when Miriam did the pool videos, I don't know if it was the first live or the first video, whatever it was, but in the pool, Salah had a shirt on, like a t-shirt, cool, whatever, you know. So I'm listening to this stream, getting cleaned up from work, and my head tweaks. I'm like, huh, why is she talking about Salah wearing a shirt in the pool? So then I dry my hands off because I'm a nosy ass bitch. and I read the chat because I want to see what the chat's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And the chat is also going along with, oh, he doesn't need to wear a shirt. Why is he wearing a shirt? Blah, 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 blah.
Who cares?
Okay, number one, it's been a year and a half since she first body shamed him. Childbearing hip, floppy tits and childbearing hips, right?
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, she was shaming him or, you know, accusing him of being autistic, you know, when I called her out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Now he's wearing a t-shirt with his wife in the pool, you know. Why let him wear a t-shirt? What if he had surgery or he doesn't want to show anything, you know?
Yeah, who cares? You know what? I'm less concerned with, like, is he wearing a t-shirt in the pool than, and again, like when I talk about Frenchie, yeah, I might, make fun of her like crunchy hair hiding in the bushes every now and again on Twitter. But I really do try to stick whoever I'm reacting to, their words, their behaviors. Like I don't want to go after someone for their looks. I don't want to go after them for their socioeconomic status, their education level, because not everyone grows up in an area or situation where they can get the best education. Listen, if I wanted to do that, I would fully go in on Yaba. Miss Metacore, do you mean mediocre girl? They're on their pedal stool, babe. You mean pedestal? You eat a meal, you eat a meal and you peel off your girl. I know you have an accent, but a little speech therapy might do you good. I try to stay away from those things and just focus on what is this person saying or doing? What is their behavior that is like fucked and I can comment on? Hey, no name. It's just, oh. Yeah, exactly, Jarella. I try not to rip on immutable traits, only if it's something that they can control usually. Which, yeah, it's like, am I going to comment that Chantal is class 3 obese and You know, yeah, but not to demean her and be like, I'm going to make fun of you because you're fat. No, it's because with that comes health issues. She got that big because she hasn't addressed her food addiction and her, in my opinion, personality disorder and whatever. It's.
And Marion was in the pool. Was it for clicks and views? Yes, but she's at least showing an attempt.
I'm sorry. I saw that go.
Welcome, Mandela effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. I don't know who you are, but bitch, I love you.
I miss the YouTube chat. I really do.
God, I miss a good funny chat. Oh my God.
But yeah, like at least she's attempting to show that she trying to exercise.
Yeah, even if it is for clicks and views, like,
So
and then what did it? She did a live stream where they got in the pool, right?
Yeah, I think she's done like 2.
That's twice. She's been in the pool. Hold on, I gotta let Roxy and Jasper out of my room. So feel free to talk, Chef.
I have thoughts on this one. So let's see. Who I know name. But yeah, it's the goal of these people, of the reactors, who don't really talk about activities that they do, but then they are shaming someone, making fun of someone who are trying to better themselves. It's
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, that's not creep. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's been how many months that she hasn't shamed. Well, that I haven't noticed that she's shamed anyone, but she's still vile as all as before.
Well, and it doesn't. I assume you're talking about FFG.
Her and Yaba, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, just speaking on FFG, and I know I say this, when I react to her, is like, there was one stream I was reacting to at FFG, and Chantal was walking through the mall, and FFG was like, "That's not fair. Look at that," and I'm like, "You're fucking going." It doesn't matter. The building Chantal was in, FFG was bitching about the architecture and where the trees were, and I paused, and I'm like, you do realize they live in the middle of the fucking desert and water is a precious commodity. I'm in the high desert at the base of Lake Tahoe in Reno, Nevada. And there are times Truckee Meadows Water will put out a notice and be like, bitches, we got snowpack wasn't great over the winter. We need to cut back water usage by 10%. And this is how we're going to do it. And Amazing Community will do it by 20%. It's like, yeah, there's not going to be fucking grass in the middle of fucking Kuwait, Frenchie, but she gets mad about it and picks at it because she's so hateful towards Chantal. Everything is Chantal's fault, and she finds fault in everything she fucking does, no matter what it is. And when you get to that point about anyone or anything in your life, let alone you're coming online talking about and spreading that energy to other people, you need to reassess and take a fucking break. And that's another problem I have with people like FFG and Sam and Yaba, is that they're, in a way, setting an example. Hey, Kala. They're setting an example, right, of saying this behavior is okay. It's okay to say and do these things when it's not. And that's why I don't go IRL. I don't care enough to call and find out something and whatever. Like, I'm not going to do that shit. There's a lot of things I could say and do and talk about that'd get me more clicks and more views and more YouTube coin. And I don't fucking do it because I'm not going to compromise who I am and my beliefs and my morals for anyone or any fucking thing.
Mhm.
Which I feel like a lot of people do on this platform and especially in this community.
Yeah, I've never, especially when she first got to Kuwait, I don't know anything about the Middle East. The farthest I've been outside the United States is Hawaii, and even then, that's like still the United States. So I'm interested in how everything looks. And yeah, the fart box, the deluxe fart box, that's probably how they live, Yeah, there's some mansions, but has FFG ever been to Kuwait?
No.
Does she have firsthand experience about how the souk looks or how the roads are? No.
Yeah.
Just let us take in what these apartments or these houses or the businesses look like.
Well, yeah, there was that whole upheaval about is Chantal's using that app and is she facing the right direction when she prays? And then I saw on Twitter somebody was like, yeah, you can see the ocean from her apartment, but the building is actually on an angle. So she actually is facing the right way. And that was a whole fucking debate for days. Bitch, I don't care. And I'll say this about FFG. If you bitches don't think I haven't been told, handed, and encouraged information on her and been like, here. And I'm like, cool, let me tuck that away somewhere. Her docs on Kiwi Farms. Yeah, I was given that like way before that happened. Did I talk about it? Nope. Did I share it? Nope. Because it stopped with me. And even though I talk about her and criticize her, I didn't bring it online. I didn't bring it on stream. I didn't share it. Because again, my beliefs, my morals, the boundaries I have set for myself to work within. I could have had that information out 2 months before the fucking farms posted it. And shout out Kiwi Farms. Monty's Kiwi Farms thread is making a resurgent, bitch. I love that for you, Monty. Oh, let's not forget. Monty on Reddit telling a 19-year-old girl to make sure she grooms her nether regions. Let's not forget the video of him, which I still have saved on my phone, that I posted all this shit back in September of 2022. Let's not forget him reaching down and you don't see him make contact with the cat, but you can tell it's a sudden smack movement. Monty out here smacking cats. I love that it's making a resurgence. I love that for you. Hey, Miss T. But yeah, it's, and I get it. I get people are like, oh, this person's talking about this person, I got their information in here, and it's like, okay, cool. It doesn't mean I'm going to share it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm against doxing. I don't condone it, but I understand why people are looking into her because she's made a lot of claims about stuff. I know her FFG's brother kind of, I don't know if I would say that he surfaced, but it definitely seems from his perspective, things aren't as she portrayed them, especially surrounding a lot of family things, particularly her mom, which she loves to use as a shield. Oh, you can't talk about me. My mom passed away. How dare you? Never mind, she didn't sit Shiva, and keep in mind I'm ethnically Jewish, beach. She didn't sit Shiva. She didn't take a break from streaming after her mom passed. But how dare anyone criticize her? Fucking fuck off. I decided to talk about you because I decided to talk about you. It had nothing to do with that. The fact that she still tries to play it as like, oh, Raven waited. Fucking say what you want. I don't care. Bitch, prove it. Bitch, show it.
Bull muff. I heard something. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Quarter weed a pound in a day?
Yeah.
Bullshit. I don't smoke weed. And the people I asked in real life, I asked my coworkers at the time, I was like, is a quarter pound of weed able to be smoked? And they're like, they looked at me and laughed. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
I react very poorly to marijuana and THC, so I don't smoke it. But yeah, 4 ounces or a quarter pound, that's, you would have to smoke nonstop the entire day, I think, to accomplish that, which seems like a lot. Maybe our weed connoisseurs in the chat can let us know. Is a quarter pound of weed in 1 day possible?
It's only weed, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a reason I can't react to Monty on this channel, and I very rarely mention him or say his name because Jesus, see, Winston agrees. Bail money. Winston.
Chris, her brother is it online? Well, not in the chats, but his information and stuff that he's, I guess, presented has surfaced.
Yeah, he's kind of so there is a YouTube account. They've been in my chat, they've been in several other chats where they come in under his name. But it's not her actual brother. As far as I know, this has been confirmed. But yeah, he's kind of come forward with stuff because I would assume people are trying to find him and contact him and be like, hey, I know he's talked about the whole BBJ situation. Saying like she misrepresented it. She wasn't honest about like, I react to this person on the internet and this, that, and the other thing. He says she made it seem like, oh, this lady's giving away her cat and like, can you take it? And she misrepresented that, and he had no idea about like the YouTube beef and was not happy to find out about it and that he was involved. The YouTube channel is not really the brother. But he don't quote me on this. He's talking to other people through other various avenues. Not me personally, but yeah, other people have spoken to him, and they're people I trust that they're telling the truth. So.
Has it been through Twitter, or have they gone through Facebook to contact him?
I think it's mainly on Facebook. I'm not 100% sure on Twitter. I know there's a lot that goes down on the Facebooks and stuff. And I think it's funny, like, because keep in mind, FFG handed someone's docs to Nags, Froggy or Cupcake or Kaisha, whatever the fuck she goes by, who's also problematic in her own right, as far as I've heard. And when Frenchie got doxxed by the farms recently, she got sick for 3 days and didn't stream. And I just, like, I get not talking about certain things going on. Like, there was a situation in, like, February I didn't talk about, and I've hinted around at it. But at this point, it's like, it's done. It's over. I don't want to deal with that person anymore. But if I need to talk about it one day, I will. But it's like, I'm also not the same size as FFG. I also don't have 30,000, subscribers and like thousands of people in my chat, which the thought of that absolutely freaks me out. But And it's a mess. Like I said, I don't condone, doxing or finding out information on people, but I can see why people are looking into it, and because she makes a lot of claims about a lot of stuff, and she contradicts herself, and it doesn't make sense. And I'll tell you this, when your reaction to everyone that isn't singing your praises and blowing smoke up your ass is go fuck yourself, and your favorite thing to do is block people on Twitter and then talk about them from behind the block like the pussy you are, Frenchie. People aren't going to take kindly to that, and it's eventually going to come back on you. So maybe stop being an asshole. Just a suggestion.
And you don't have to follow French Fry Girl to see her tweets. How many times have we, seen stuff that, like 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon,
Yeah.
So
Oh.
other people can see what she's saying, and then they'll report it back to that person. So
Yeah. I don't watch Peanuts, so I don't know what happened with her. I'll dip in here and there for a little bit. I have a difficult time watching Peanut because her voice has just always, like, I'm sensitive to that, like some people, like Owl. I like Owl. She's intelligent. Good on Owl. Good job for doing FOIA and getting the 911 call. Genius. But I have a difficult time watching her because she says whenever in place of when all the time, and it drives me nuts. Beautiful girl. I don't need to see your ass that much, Miss Mama. And I can't. Like, good for you. I wish I was that skinty. But Peanut, I can do like a good solid 20 minutes because her voice and the noises and the constant fucking RIP headphone users. And I know my ADHD gets the better of me sometimes, but the way and I don't need to hear about anyone airing out your fucking meat flaps. I just don't. It's not cute. It's not funny. Yeah, I talked about my colonoscopy and everything.
and
I will continue to do so because a lot of people let their digestive, colon, rectal health go due to shame and embarrassment. They don't want to bring it up to their doctor if something weird's going on, and end up with preventable cancers, diseases, and issues. So there's a purpose for that. But she's not my cup of tea. And I'll leave it at that. Yaba wishing death on Peanut is fucking wrong. Stop it. Stop that shit. Can we not? Oh. I'm so over people. And just to say, but then Yaba also makes thumbnails and is like, oh, we're planning for Chantal's memorial. Man. Like, I mean, listen. You would think of all people, Yaba would realize death is kind of final, right? Seeing as what she's unfortunately been through lately.
Right.
And even after that happened, the fact that she so quickly just wishes death upon people.
Oh, yeah.
That to me is like there's a chip missing in there that you just lost your kid's dad. I remember hearing that and like I was so upset. The first thing I said was, oh my God, the kids. And like I got choked up and I cried. And I was like, oh my God. And then she just, saying things about Peanut and Chantal. And I get not liking somebody, then don't fucking talk to them. Pretend they don't exist. There's people I don't like, and guess what? I pretend they don't fucking exist and I don't interact with them.
Same here. Block and move on.
Well, and it's like, too, when Natter went around and struck everybody, Yaba was very vocal about that. And her and Sam were like, if anybody that got struck needs help, and, you know, because veterans and they had resource and experience. And I did reach out to Sam and she helped me. She shared a bunch of information with me that I passed along to the person I was modding for at the time that got struck. And she used all of it and it helped her out. Fast forward, 2 years later, give or take, and to see her doing the exact same thing that fucking Natter did to people.
And
What happened?
and I was asking Delta this, and she said in the chat like ages ago in this chat. But when Bubble T did her strike against Jessica Messica, what was the one thing? We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't strike other
Yeah.
creators.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
that was a lesson for Bubble T, you know. Like
Mhm.
she sat, she thought about it, and I think she just let it go or like overturned it or whatever the hell she did. But you
Yeah.
know, she made a mistake, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
But and look what she's doing now. Striking Gigi every 5 minutes. And Yama's deleting videos too.
Yeah.
Over whatever. Like,
And I get there's a lot of personal history between many of these people, right? They're mad at each other. They feel wronged and they were cool for a little bit. And then so easily things just go sour again. I mean, I get there's a lot of behind the scenes / personal interactions and conversations that, you know, people often aren't aware of. And that is affecting and playing into people's actions. And I get you've got someone on the internet in your community on YouTube saying something about you on a stream or on Twitter, and you want to respond. You want to defend yourself. You want to counter what you're saying. But I think because I was in that position, not, you know, a couple months ago, and I stayed quiet. For several reasons, which I'm not going to go into, but I will say some people just let them talk. Don't respond. Especially there's a certain type of person, they're going to be their own downfall. They're going to make themselves look like a fool sooner rather than later. Just stay quiet and let it happen. I also understand that when certain things are being said, it can be difficult, if near impossible, to be quiet. But again, take AK and Tragic. They want you to respond. Even, you know, I'll say more so Sam, they want you to respond. They want you to, and FFG, they want you to respond. They want you to argue with them because they don't actually care. They think it's funny. And no matter what you say, how good the burn, how valid your points, it doesn't matter to them because their only goal is to fucking trigger you and piss you off and get you ringing on a stream or on Twitter. And I refuse to do that with people. But then just if they're saying some fucked up shit, like there were a lot of times I would see Gigi, not anymore because of the whole lawsuit thing, but I would see him going back and forth with like AK and stuff. And I'm like, just don't give it to him. Like, you're better than this. Just document and use it against him. There's just certain people, there's no point in responding to them. And again, I really hope he wins that fucking lawsuit because that's some bullshit.
and I've been in that same that same situation about being quiet. Not the lawsuit, strength of it, but after being booted and walking away from communities,
Mm-hmm.
a year and a half later, or a year later, I get wind of a hate stream against me. Did they say my name? No. Could I have reported it on Twitch? Probably. But I just stopped. I talked to a few people offline about it, and I just moved on, because why report it? Why talk about it? I just blocked and moved on,
Yeah.
because they wanted that reaction. And I even listened to it like a few seconds of the first part of it, and my anxiety just like got up.
Yeah.
Just from because I knew what that 3 hours was about. It was all bullshit anyway.
I know, Chef out here with this toxic masculinity, which I
Yeah.
can listen. I can attest that is not a thing with him. Chef
Jarrell-
is a good
Jarrell-
friend. We've spent many hours talking, and like, I'm not gonna call him crying when I'm emotional, but when I need like a level-headed touchstone to assess a situation and just kind of look at it logically and be like, okay, what should I do? This is what's going on. He's who I go to. And I've gone to many times.
Yeah.
Hey,
And Jarella, it was 3 hours of lies against me, to include but not limited to falsifying my military service. And these people just came from, I don't even know. Yes, they hate me. And Amber loves masculinity. Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, I love masculinity too.
I'm not toxic, but people that I work with in real life love me. So
yeah. Well, let's be honest. The person who did the stream about you is a little bit of a silly boy. So he's a soy boy. Like, am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. Like, I don't.
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't the creator with 120K subscribers. He instigated it.
Oh, well, he's still a fucking soy boy.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that whole shit show. That's a whole nother discussion.
Welcome in, Sam R.
Sam.
No, and I think like, especially when there's a lot of shit going on between creators and stuff,
You just gotta.
I think a place like this, a conversation like this, kind of needs to be had and is okay. Because again, disclaimer, we're just sitting here talking about everything, and no matter who we bring up or what we talk about, it's not personal. We're just talking about things we've observed, having a discussion about it, and that's okay. It's okay. You can like a creator and support them, but not sing their praises all the time, not agree with everything they say and do, because guess what? We're all human. Sometimes we're reactive and our emotions get the better of us, and we don't always act in the best way or make the best decision. That doesn't mean we're talking shit about somebody or we don't like them, or no, it's just some people are more wrong than others, and some people I'm like, I wish you wouldn't have said or done that. Like, it's just, I think it's a bad look, and they need to make better decisions with things. Yeah, there should be Sam R. Hey, KCG. Sam R says there should be peace in the land. Every channel needs the other channels to thrive. This is true. We are a symbiotic community. Which, by the way, if you want to give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and tell your friends about me. I can be a good time most of the time. I also talk about spooky things if you're new here. We talk about aliens and conspiracy theories and ghostesses, and I've talked about black-eyed kids and all kinds of stuff on this channel. So it's a good time. We're chill here.
Oh, speaking about your channel, and I probably should ask this offline. Do you still have the gifted subs or the gifted memberships you can give out?
Yeah, if you hit the little $sign, you can join membership, you can gift memberships, you can send a super chat or a little sticker, a little shake its booty, little booty shaking sticker. Yes, I am it. I'm a monetized YouTuber.
Do you
But
want to give
I suck at self promotion. Oh, you mean for me? Oh yeah, I can gift some subs.
out the memberships?
I listen. You're not my real dad. Jeff, you're
I mean,
not
if we're
my real
telling
dad.
these people about the perks of the channel,
Well, there's that too, and I suck at self promotion.
give
So
out some memberships. That way they can watch my streams.
yes, I can. I can gift 5 memberships. So let me do that. That's not what I want to do, YouTube. If you could cooperate.
Welcome, no mods. We need all the thanks and congratulations to No Name, please. Everyone, thank No Name. Generosity.
Yay! Thank you for joining Spoopy Burbs. No name. I need to close that. Where is it? There it is. All right. I, as a creator, I get 10 free memberships a month I can gift. Thank you for reminding me. So I'm going to gift 5. And we'll see who gets them.
And if you don't want, no, never mind.
Too
And if you
late.
don't memberships off,
Yep. Ooh. Agni, T-Girl, Tank Girls Pet Dragon, Cherry Snow, and ooh, Texas One. Welcome. Enjoy your
We
member emojis. I got to change some of those up. I've got to add the year member emoji, which is going to be a dumpster, which if you're an OG or a longtime subscriber, I've told this story many times. I won't tell it today. I'll tell it one day in the future. If I need to again. I had to ship behind a dumpster once, and it is my best story and my favorite story to tell, even though AK thought she was going to embarrass me with it. No, girl, that's my favorite story to tell, girl. I love that story. Fuck, I've told that story on stream like 5 times. Oh, yeah. Wait, shake, shake, shake. I don't have maracas, but I have a xylophone.
I have pills. My daily vitamins that I take, so.
Yeah. Ooh, I ordered myself one of those things you put your medications in so you don't forget to take it, because I have a real bad memory, and now I'm like, did I take my blood thinner?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say I shouldn't be forgetting if I took that or not. So I got a cute little pill planner on there. Oh my god.
Look at
No
this.
name sent a super sticker. Very generous. Thank you
That's a cute one, too.
so much. Very
Right?
generous.
Huge quit. Okay.
I appreciate all the support, whether it's a view, a like, a lurk, a replay. The financial support is amazing because, like I said, I was a chatter for, the better part of a decade. So I appreciate, like, as, a YouTube live streamer now, and you guys support me. I appreciate it. So what do we think is going to happen with all this? Chat, I want to know. Chef, I want to know. First question. Do we think, I mean, listen, Sam is Sam. Sam is always going to be here in some iteration, but Yaba, especially because the consensus seems to be like Sam is influencing Yaba. I definitely think they like talk each other up, like hype each other up into bad decisions. Do we think, especially with what's going on right now, and especially having aligned with the bodega, is Yaba negatively, I mean, at the very least, she's negatively affecting her channel? Do we think she's like is this starting the slow death of Yaba's channel? Or like, what do we all think? Sam. Yeah, I like your mama.
I
Capone.
think it's a matter of time. She's been stuck at her subscriber count for quite a while too.
Mm,
So the room for growth, channel wise, I think she's kind of stunted, and yeah, it can only go downhill from here. Yeah, I
yeah,
think it'll be very
I
slow.
mean, I think what her and FFG are both about what 30K or so. And for just talking about Chantal, because remember, they only talk about Chantal, which to me is a scary fucking thing. I can't, again, I don't have the attention span to only talk about one person or thing. Like my brain just doesn't work that way. That is a petrifying thought to me, especially as, yes, does the little bit of YouTube money I make help me, you know, maybe pay a couple bills and buy some stuff for the dogs? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I'd be okay without it. The fact that Yaba is doing this on top of this is her main source of income.
Yep, even her merch.
Yeah. Like, so one, you're pulling all this fuck shit, which could have repercussions for her with YouTube, who signs her paychecks. One of them, Chantal and YouTube sign her paychecks. Let's be honest. It just, and then, I mean, we saw earlier with Chantal's health. What if Chantal gets so sick she can't post or stream? Granted, everyone, let's do a retro react. Let's go back to this. I think if, God forbid, Chantal was to shuffle off this mortal coil tomorrow, I honestly think, because I know, like, especially, like, Yaba and Frenchie have, like, hella shit that Chantal has taken down. They have it archived, so they can pull that and watch it. I think they would just go back to the beginning and re-watch. Oh, yeah. So, but even then, it's like your content is one person. That fucking scares the shit out of me.
We've talked about Chantal before. Like there's not much else to discuss.
Well, and again, I was more of listening to Gigi than watching because I was driving, so I should only be listening and not watching. Because I'm like behind the wheel. Because I had to go out and do some errands. But what did he say? Oh God, he made a comment and I was like, yeah, yep, I can agree with that. Now I forgot what he said. He was like watching Yaba and he's like, she's not even reacting to this. And I was like, oh my God, he's right. Like, she's letting the Chantal video play and just like talking to chat and interacting with chat. Yes, which is part of it. And you need to do it. And it can be a lot, especially when you have a bigger audience. But it's like, yeah. And that's another thing that amazes me. There are so many people. Well, there's a few people I watch where they'll be watching somebody, reacting to them, and they'll go 10, 20 minutes without saying anything. And I'm like, that's grounds for striking, because the whole point is you're supposed to make it transformative.
Yeah.
Which is different than Yaba's just like pausing and talking about other shit.
But watching this morning, and it took her like 2 hours to talk about that 60-minute health video. But it's like, yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Yep. Casey says the false striking thing kills me when she just plays Chantal's videos. Yeah, and like I said, she is pausing and talking, but you're supposed to be talking about what you're watching and making it transformative, and it's just, I mean, I know YouTube is getting quote, and I use this term very loosely. YouTube is getting better about people fall striking, and understand that system is so flawed. I could I could go to I could pull up a video, a vlog of somebody in Sephora shopping for skincare, and I could copyright strike that on behalf of someone else. Like, there was an issue with, I think it was like a Let's Play, and like a third party copy struck the Let's Play video on behalf of like the gaming company who put out the game, and it revealed like this whole big issue and loophole in YouTube
Huh.
system. So like, it's a flawed system and they're getting better, but like, is YouTube going to take notice of what she's doing? And if so, is it going to have repercussions for her? And does she care? Or is she that fucking pig mad? She's like, bitch, I'm willing to risk this channel I've spent years building and my income. And I feel like deep down inside, there's still a small part of her. There's a part of me that wants to believe that deep down inside, she knows better and she's better than this. And there's a little voice that creeps in and is like, come on now. Because this is not the Yaba I knew. But did she really present her true self? Or is this the true her? I'm sad. I'm fucking sad. Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Without YouTube, what would they have? Nothing. They only exist on the internet.
And she doesn't really talk about.
Yeah.
Well, no one talks about like extracurriculars that they do. They don't talk about their passions for anything. You know, so it's like
No.
you don't need to tell us, you know, what you like at all. But in the eyes of a viewer, you know, based on what she says, you know, they have nothing.
Yeah. I just, like, again, I'm an extremely small channel. I'll just say 1,000 subscribers because I keep losing a few here and there, and I haven't gained any subs in a couple of months, which I think it's fucking hysterical because, like, I watch the numbers, but I also don't. Like, usually when one of my mods or something has to be like da 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 da, and I'm like, okay, cool, you know, because it's just, it is what it is. The numbers are gonna do what they do. But again, like this is her income. This is her livelihood. This is how she supports herself and her family. And I'm just like, is it worth it? Is it worth? And I'm sorry, there are several House of Cards that I see throughout Girl World and stuff. Damn it, Amber, I see you. That was a butthole, not the booty hole, girl. But it's like, there's several House of Cards, you know, and this alliance between them and the bodega is one of them. The alliance between, quote unquote, Sam and Yaba, or mainly Yaba and FFG, is the House of Cards. Because for those of you that may not have noticed, when Yaba was suspended for a week, FFG was all too ready and slid into that Yaba morning time slot, streamed in the morning and streamed later in the evening, at least a few days. And to me, why not just stick to your usual stream time later in the day? Why was FFG all too quick to stream at Yaba's time because she wasn't streaming. Like, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, it's a little. At the very least, I don't think it's like a huge cardinal sin, but at the very least, it's like there's a definite little bit of side eye there, at least from me. But again, what do I know? I'm just a bird. It's a house of cards.
Yeah.
Things, she will crumble one day because they're both they're
You're
extremely similar personalities.
You're breaking up there.
And then just who? Oh, my Wi-Fi a little. Now it's back. I got 2 bars. Am I okay?
So far.
Yeah, we'll probably run. I gotta make
It's-
dinner.
Karma's a bitch. Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, she's jumping off. And to put what she was trying to say, I think the House of Cards is just waiting to fall. So, yeah. Connection. Yep. Bye, Meg.
You were not seeing. Well, my Wi-Fi is like, bitch, it's time to go. We've been here for 2.5 hours. I don't know.
Karma's a bitch. Cue
Don't.
JoJo.
Don't. I hate that JoJo Siwa shit. God, I could do a whole fucking stream on her and that bullshit. Yeah, my Wi-Fi's dipping out. I've reached my time limit. I've got to go make dinner and
I'm hangry, so.
yeah, so because Mama Burb got off early. I'm making salmon in the air fryer. Some soup dumplings or tempura shrimp. I haven't decided which, and this broccoli I make. So I don't know. We'll see if anything that was said gets us in trouble. Bitch, I don't fucking care. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I don't fucking care. And again, I doubt Chantal will ever see this. Please, you're playing with fire with your blood clots. Please. So, thank you to Delta Saves for coming up. I know, again, her and I have talked about doing a stream on a couple of different things, subjects. Might have her up sometime. Maybe we'll do members only. Gonna try and do a members only soon. I need to do the Philadelphia experiment. And I'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll catch up with FFG or just Raw Dog Chantal. I don't know, but I should be back. Maybe we'll say like Sunday morning, afternoonish, because I'm tired. I'm real tired, man. So I'm still healing from the blood clots. It's a whole thing. And thank you, Chef.
You are welcome. Thank you, chat. It was an awesome chat today.
Yep. Thank you, everybody who shared your membership milestones. Everyone who is a member, super chatted, any of that fun stuff. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to my mods and my amazing moderators. All right. I'll be back in I know Owl's streaming here in a little bit. I didn't see if anyone else was scheduled, but I know Owl is streaming, I think, in an hour and a half. So if you're interested in that, she was the only one I saw scheduled. So I will talk to you guys later. Say bye, Chef.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Wait, hold on.